everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel and I post sewing and quilting videos. In my last video I made these half square triangles and trimmed them up into squares. Today I'm going to be piecing them all together using the web method, so I'll teach you that. What I am making is a cover for my sewing machine. So it will be random squares all together, and the first thing I need to do is make one big rectangle that will go up and over. So I've laid them out how I like them, basically just randomly. I look over it very generally and I don't see any major issues. It'll be fine. I don't even mind if two colours are next to each other. I think it looks fine. I'm not too worried with the layout. So I was thinking, how large does this rectangle need to be? I measured the width of my sewing machine and it's 20 inches. These are 2.5 inch squares, but when sewn together, when you lose the 1/2 inch each side for the seam, they will be 2-inch blocks. So it needs to be 10 blocks across, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I've done that. And then over the top, it was 30 inches. So 30 inches long. Which means if we've got 2-inch blocks, that's 15 blocks, which I've got 15 blocks here. So I'm just flipping over the second column onto the first column. Right sides together, and I'll be stitching down here like this. So with the very top first one that was up in the top left hand corner, I'm actually going to place a safety pin just so I remember that that is the top, because what I think I'll do is go and iron these seams open now. So I will be ironing them from the back. I'm going to press that all the way down. Also, my table is not quite big enough for 15 rows. I actually have 14 on here, so that's when you'll see me. I'll just do the last row randomly. I'll just pull random ones out. Well, that's this top, because see, I've already got it mixed around the wrong way, because that's my starter. So this was the top, so I put the safety pin in the wrong one. See, I mean, this is why you need the safety pin, but also, like, why did I do that? Why did I already get it wrong? Alright, so I'll take that one off. So this was the top. That means that that one is that top left. Oh gosh. Okay. Alright, I'm going to go and iron these flat now. Now the reason I iron these seams open is to reduce bulk when I'm piecing, when I'll piece these rows together. Do you guys see my confetti down there? That's all the little tiny triangles that when I piece, when I trimmed my blocks down, but I'm going to keep them because I'm planning on making a like confetti style mat that will sit underneath my sewing machine. That will be my next little mini project that's not a quilt. So I usually have one big quilt on the go and then some other little smaller sewing projects. So I do have a beautiful scrappy quilt on the go at the moment, and I'm just waiting to find the perfect back fabric for it. No luck so far. I'm almost thinking I need to make a scrappy back as well, so we'll see, but I probably won't have time in December to do that now, so that might be a January project. Did you hear that noise just then? It's a gecko. It's a gecko. So in Brisbane we have lots of geckos, and they hang out in the house or in the garage where I am. And it is an extremely hot day today. I hope you can't see my sweat. I feel like it's really humid and feeling very sweaty. So I can't be down here for too long. Basically I'm just going to web this together. And then call it a day. So I have done 5 columns. So as you can see, the rows are being stitched together one at a time, but at the same time I'm doing all of the rows at the same time, and they're all stitched together. Web, that's why we call it the web method. So I'm halfway there. So we'll take halfway as an intermission. I really want to show you my birthday present that my mother made for me. It is stunning. So let's take a look at that. So first of all, it was wrapped so beautifully, and this wrapping paper is all pictures of dressmaking patterns. So cute. Oh my gosh. So it's a beautiful pouch. Oh, there's my card in there. Isn't that stunning? Oh my gosh, the colors. So she's made a couple of these for herself, and when I saw them I was like, Mum, I really want you to make me one. I want pink and green, and I want something of Grandma Claire's in it. That was my grandma, her mother, and obviously her work as well. So this is a doily that my grandmother had stitched, so that's on there. Yeah, my mum makes these yo-yos. Obviously all the embroidery my mother did. She dyed the pom-poms and the ribbon. This is this yellow was a placemat that Mum made when she was like a teenager. It's got handmade buttons on it that were Mum's. This, I think this was Nana's, which is my grandmother's mum. I come from a long line of stitches. It does include some hand-dyed fabrics that I made. So all this beautiful embroidery. So nice. I love it. what it looks like when you're finished. A web of quilt blocks. So 10 by 15, that's 150 blocks to finished 2 inches. They're 2.5 inch blocks. So that's 150 of them. I can take out my safety pin now because it doesn't matter where the top is. There will be no top, they'll both be bottoms. So the last step is then just to sew all your rows together. So right sides together, you just fold them in half and sew that top seam. And I've got my seams pressed open, so that will help. I like having my seams open and being able to nestle them in together. For me it works. And a 1/4 inch seam along that row, open it up, fold over between the second and the third, do the same all the way, and then I'll just iron them. I won't iron them open, I'll just give it an iron all one way, and the rectangle will be finished, and that will probably do me for the day. So as I'm sewing, I'm just looking down the side angle, making sure they're still sitting in the open position and on top of each other. I can stretch one side over the other to make sure that the seams are aligning. The first seam is done. Next one. It's all finished. I can't believe how satisfying cutting up small pieces of fabric and sewing them back together are. It looks so good. Did you watch the previous video on how to make half square triangles? If you want to check that out, just click here. See you next time, guys. Bye.